Wale, so Wale, hey mama, Wale, hey mama, The Shatta who can be a leader. The Shatta who can be a leader, who can be a mentor. The Shatta who has the basa life that you people have been talking about is needed to come and lecture undergraduates. Shatta is a genius. He's a musical genius. He does it and does it better. The Yawani bro, after letting a friend I know explain the lyrics from the first word to the outro of the song, I got to know that man is a lyrical genius. The vibe they go on, Yawani, Jawa, plenty Jawa where they go on for Ghana. Jawani, that is what Shatta is talking about. Plenty Jawa, more people be Jawa, left, right, center. They are Jawering themselves, bro. Bro, you can hate Shatta Wale, but you cannot ignore his music. So no introduction. We are 7, bro. Love him, hate him, you cannot ignore him. And he is the god of African dancehall music. Shatta Wale, the SM general, the SM boss, the street leader. We are 7, bro. I'm about to serve the goat of African dancehall, bro. How can you ignore Shatta Wale? How can you ignore this vibe? How can you ignore his music? You can hate him. You can one or two other ways hate Shatta Wale, but bro, you cannot ignore his vibe or his music.
The impact.
His impact, bro. His impact. Shatta has proven it again. And I'll start from this. He has dropped a current trending song, a song that is ruling the nation now, the dancehall scene, the dancehall fraternity now. Shatta Wale has dropped Yawani. And he didn't even hold Kojo Sheldon. They couldn't hold Kojo Sheldon back from his emotions, bro. Kojo Sheldon that have sweat up, down, center. He has done all to ignore Shatta Wale. Kojo Sheldon even posted about the song and he was like, bro, I hate this man. Yeah, I don't like his vibe. I don't like his vibe. But bro, his song, are fun on it. And you're not funny say rapture, funny say Suyiri, funny say flooding, bro. Funny say mountain, Afajato, funny say alpha hour, bro, and all he was talking about was about Shatta's music. And that thing, I've always been telling these people that, bro, you can hate Shatta Wale, but you cannot ignore his music. Shatta is a genius. He's a musical genius. He does it and does it better. The Yawani, bro, after letting a friend I know explain the lyrics from the first word to the outro of the song, I got to know that man is a lyrical genius. The vibe they go on, Yawani, Jawa, plenty Jawa where they go on for Ghana. Jawani, that is what Shatta is talking about. Plenty Jawa, more people be Jawa, left, right, center. They are Jawering themselves, bro. A lot of Yawa in this music fraternity. A lot of Yawa in the Ghana music industry. Who are those? And Shatta is addressing the Yawa people, bro. Forget the fan base. Let's talk about Ghana. Ghana first. That is why I'm in my Ghana jersey. Forget I support A or I support I. See, oh yeah, Stonebwoy fans are she na Shatta nyom ama obo enfo because onu cry efo onu cry ni bu mfu ye. He said he was the one who was screaming when Benjamin Asare was playing for Black Stars. He was screaming SM. Now even if Stonebwoy is screaming SM, who are you? Ajete Sowa, who are you? Who are you not to like this man, bro? See, Ghana first. Let's Ghana come first. The unity is what we want. The togetherness, bro. The unity, bro. It takes us far. How was the feeling when we saw Sarkodie and Shatta Wale out there trying to portray something? It was so beautiful, bro. And now who can promise money? So imagine Shatta, Stonebwoy and Sarkodie, bro. Bro, they are going to make history. Like, they are going to write something down for the next generation to come and break that record. You can't break the three of them. That is the trinity we have in Ghana. Even though Blacko is out there, Blacko is also a boss on his own. But then, bro, senior is senior. Bro, let's talk about the Yawani. The Yawani is anywhere. Oh, baby, I TikTok, Yawani, X, Yawani, even WhatsApp status, Yawani. Baby, the visuals too, they go on. I don't know if it was a visualizer or something that he released plus. They go on. Your man really take them cool. He really the vibe. And this things like this, from the studios of SOG, we will talk about it, bro. We will come and talk about it. Tag us whatever you want to tag us with. Tag us as Shatta Movement, tag us as Beam Native, tag your Pebia. We will talk about the perfect things. What you deserve. The mumu deserving ya debe bremo. Shatta Wale. Ni ama. Hon come on here kano. Ni ama. Bro, Shatta Wale is somebody you can't stay out from. How can you stay away from Shatta Wale? I just want to get out there and say, stay away from me. Stay away from them. How can you stay away from Shatta Wale? You can't stay away from Shatta Wale. Just Niyama Mensah is who I'm talking about. He's the king of African dancehall. That one you can't take it away from him. That his vibe, Shatta is loud. He's unfiltered. He get the street vibe, the street credibility. It's there for him, bro. And there is one breaking news. UPSA, bro. UPSA, the vice chancellor, and the secret is Mauto, Professor Mauto. Mauto, it's Mauto. Bro, I see the Shatta who can be a leader. The Shatta who can be a leader, who can be a mentor. The Shatta who has the basa life that you people have been talking about. He's needed to come and, lecture undergraduates. Bro, he should come and lecture undergraduates at UPSA. Bro, yes, Shatta Mbra. Now, Mbra Summit be, Kenyan Sasem about how he has made it happen business-wise. Wise is also because Nyansa and the doors business-wise. Bro. No, UPS a former teaching come now. Professor Trevor, Shatta Wale no, how he's doing it, or no Professor Krano, or here, Bibi Kakrati or Wale ho. And he is the boy from Winibu. Winneba Secondary, sorry. Winneba Secondary. Winnisack boy. Winnisack. Bro, your name in university, your call your name. Nansano. Bro, just listen to Shatta Wale. What about from the other side? Uncle Winnisack. So he's always a winner. He is always winning. Winneba boy. He is always winning, bro. Winneba boy. He's dear to our heart. Bro, he is dear. Like the festival we are. Bro, Shatta is always dear to our heart, bro. So when we are talking about Shatta Wale, it's full of joy. And what we want is the way, like his consistency, bro. Shatta no boy Juma. Controversies or headlines, businesses are headlines, music are advocate bibi agbaw. Then this Shatta be fra like enyeye. So influential. So influential, even stronger than your influences. Shatta, who is a musician, who is not like the face of the influencers, the cry is higher than your favorite influencers. Because when Shatta talks on X, he breaks the internet, bro. When he talks on Facebook, or so live another story. Even when he travels, there's talk. But that boy is the news. That man is the news. I don't know how you describe him. So I'm not crying him the age. So a young boy. So a young go. So a old. We don't even know. So he's my boy, bro. Shatta, you are that boy. You are that boy. We don't want you to retire from musical. So we won't tag you as a man. Bro, you are that boy. Extra 30 years in music. So that's one day. Move, bro. Until the bones are rotting. Shatta ya who control, bro? Yeah, I wish everybody well in the dance world, but then Shatta Wale until we see him, they go, wow, yeah, now some good to that easy, bro. I just all yeah the for. Obi abeti me sell it, but yeah the for never sell it because if it's about dancehall, bro, that boy has written his name in the word books, bro, in the word books because. Nansen ya hu niema no oye niema no oye I was a kokoko so dance I was a kokoko so in the diaspora bowura manager say oh what's sa as a afronita what's sa as incredible zigi what's sa bro what's sa was rough and then our credibility from the cartel the vibes cartel and say unu ya sentinel ya man concern ya consent say yo do what do my friend yeah do what you do. Continue to do am. Yeah, continue to do am, bro. Obi antimi stop no. If vibe say yes, nobody says no in the dance. Shatta Wale, bro. He is the man of the S. See, his loyalty is unbreakable. Start the story. Go and check the story of Webkid. From the day he was arrested to his release date. Go and check what Shatta Wale's influence and impact, Shatta Wale's support to an extent of bringing out a solid song to support the cause, bro. That is his influence. The day he stepped at the courtroom, that day the guy was giving bail. Whether you take it as his influence or the judge's plan, I don't care. The whole thing is that he was there and his presence led to his Webkid's bail. And that is beautiful. That is the support. That is the loyalty. Shatta and the fans. Shatta and his fans. Shatta, I like Alidu and the goats. Shatta and his fans. The goats and his I don't know how that one there in Shatta, the man does, bro. And right now, he has the biggest fan base in the country. That one, there is no two ways. Shatta has the biggest fan base in the country. Oko street in this one. Wale, so Wale, hey mama, Wale, hey mama, As ya man Wale na baro. Yay, Wale nebano. Hey, amam fwe Wale nebano. Hey, ba. Energy. Charlie, we love Shatta Wale too much. We out.